What would you do if you lost your son in a custody battle to his father, and then the father decides he's going to relocate to New York from Alaska? Now, your whole life is in Alaska, and here you find yourself. Your son is being relocated to New York with his father. What would you do? On top of that, you lost your best friend, and your husband decides he's going to walk away from you. What would you do? How much do you think you can endure? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we are talking about. My guest this week is Erin Nicole, and she is telling her story of how she lost her son in a custody battle, and the father moved to New York, and now she had to relocate to New York from Alaska. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of 2.0. I'm so glad you can join us for another episode. Listen, if you're a returning member of the 2.0 family, we just want to thank you so much for your love and support. And if you're just strolling by and you saw our videos and you're checking it out to see what it's all about, we want to thank you for taking the opportunity to check it out. And we'd like to extend the invitation to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that every time we drop an episode, you, my friend, will be able to check it out. We are talking to our dear friend, Erin, about her story. Her husband left her. She had to sell the house on her own. Her son ended up moving to relocating to New York, and she had to deal with that. So it's a crazy story. But I want to encourage you to stick through it and watch the entire story. If you did not get a chance to watch part one, I would encourage you to go back, watch part one, and then come back for part two to check out the rest of the story. So without further ado, let's go right in to the second part of the interview.
Then we fast forward to March, right before the shutdown,
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
But in Alaska, they had already started shutting things down. My ex-husband ended up flying to New York. And it was like that scare factor that the world could be ending, and I don't want to lose you. But when he showed up, I got a phone call. He's like, I'm about to board a plane to JFK. I'm in Seattle. And I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding? Are you, what? Seriously?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm coming. We have to, I have 2 weeks off school. Let's figure this out. We have to talk. And at that point, it had been, 3 months since I had been in New York, in a place that was terrifying as a single mom again, and not knowing where I was going to work, what I was going to do, that feeling of you just don't fit here.
Yeah.
I have no friends. I don't even know where to start. I'm not trying to work. I was actually trying to, because I did my RN online, so I had to do an exit exam through the college, but it kept getting postponed because of COVID.
Wow.
I had to postpone it because of the custody stuff. And then I was scheduled to do it again in January, but they canceled it because COVID was happening. So I hadn't really started. I had my savings from my retirement that I was holding on to. So the thought of, I don't have to do this alone anymore, it was very comforting. So I, of course, went and picked him up, and we talked, and we were like, we can do this. We can make this work. We started looking for houses out on Long Island, but I made it very clear to him, the baggage that comes along with this marriage. It's not just going to disappear. And since we've been in New York, you've seen how rough it is. We're not back to that where we all co-parent and we all get along. Yeah. We all dislike each other very much. My ex-husband and I both love my son's stepmother, and we knew that she deserved better, to be treated better than what he was treating her. So there was a lot of anger, a lot of hate put on him.
Wow.
And we just could never, no.
Gotcha. So why did you give him an out? Is it because you didn't believe that he was, he was in it, or?
I didn't believe because we hadn't, we just kind of picked up where we left off. There was no counseling. We're going through COVID. It's this stressful time where everybody's just in survival mode.
Right.
And it still stuck with me because selling everything in that house, doing all of that alone was awful.
Yeah.
And now I have a chance. Like, this is my retirement. This is the only piece that I have left. And I would prefer to put it in a house with my own name instead of one with both of ours if you're not fully committed.
Yeah.
And now I kick myself because it's like when people show you who they are,
believe them.
Believe them. But codependency.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it alone.
Okay.
I didn't want to be alone. So we bought a 5-bedroom house on a beautiful, beautiful part of Long Island out in Manorville.
Nice.
Built a chicken coop, had it all, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
We were there for about 6 months. So after the first custody battle, my body kind of started to react to foods and environmental issues, like a bunch of intolerances, allergies. Like, I had food allergies really bad. Like, I was allergic to wheat. I was allergic to dairy. I pretty much could eat air. It was rough, but that was after the first custody battle. And it just kind of got something that it just became normal. You have food allergies. You can't go out to eat. And then after the second custody battle, things kept getting worse. Now I was reacting to scents and lotions and very fatigued. December of 2020. So it took us a good 6 months to find a place because this is also during COVID.
Okay.
We had been living in the house for not even 4 months. And December 2020, right after Christmas, I ended up in the emergency room. I was having shortness of breath. Just a lot of things were going on, but something wasn't right. And my mom ended up flying down from Alaska, and she just said, "Why did you not call me sooner? What is going on with you?" And at this point, you're just surviving day to day.
Yeah.
The custody issues were still there. I still was fighting with his dad. Our marriage was not it wasn't good. Nothing was good. And you're just surviving day to day just to live, just to get through. It's got to get better. It's got to get better. My mom stayed until I was stable, which was probably about 3 weeks. And then she said, "I'm coming back because I feel like you're dying. I feel like I'm going to lose you." That's how sick I was. I just, I couldn't do anything. I was just, my body was shutting down from the inside out.
Did they find out what it was? What was wrong?
Stress.
Oh, sure.
It was autoimmune.
Wow.
My body was literally shutting down from the inside out because I was not processing the stress. I was just letting it eat me alive. I wasn't.
And by stress, you mean the accumulation of the custody battle, the I guess the first break between you and your husband, and then having to fly to New York, selling the house, and all of that.
Yep. And then being in New York for I was there for about 4 months before my husband came over. Starting over is really hard. Really hard.
Yeah.
It's so brutal.
Gotcha.
It's so brutal. And in between, I didn't want to work as an LPN because I was so close to getting my RN that you just push it off a little bit longer. But I was too sick to even walk outside to feed the chickens. I was blessed at that time because my son didn't have to go to school. We didn't have to worry about after school sports.
Yeah.
So COVID actually was a big blessing for me when I look back at it now. But my mom ended up coming back, and when she came back, my husband said he was leaving.
Oh, wow.
He was done. And it was the same thing. We don't have anything in common.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm thinking, we just got to New York. Well, you can't even go outside right now. Like,
Yeah.
what are we supposed? We have chickens in the back. Like, what? I don't understand. I just didn't. I didn't even put up a fight. I didn't put up a fight at all, because at this point, we were still trying to figure out what was wrong with me, because I didn't know. I was
Right.
having all these reactions. They're sending you to go to the pulmonologist, go to the cardiologist, go here, go there. I went to 5 different specialists, and everybody's like, "Oh, everything's normal." I'm like, obviously it's not normal.
Right.
Something's not right.
So do you think it had to do with your sickness? Maybe he wasn't able to process it, or he couldn't tolerate it, didn't know how to deal with it, didn't know how to handle it. Is that?
Well, yeah, I think it did, because he had started working, because it's all about like money. Like, now we have this house, we have
Right.
this mortgage, your
Yeah.
retirement's gone because we used it to pay for the house. You have to get your RN so you can work.
Right.
Like, we both have to work.
Right.
And at that time, I couldn't get off the couch.
Okay.
So now more is falling on your plate. And what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, it's not healthy between my son's father, and we're in this new place, and it just, I don't know. I honestly, it's kind of I go back to the vows. You took vows, and now it's even worse, because now I'm literally at my worst. I have no money.
Right.
I'm sick to the point where my mom is moving to New York because she thinks I'm dying. She thinks I have cancer. I mean, my mom had lived in Kotzebue, Alaska for over 30 years.
Right.
And for her to say, I'm going back to pack my stuff and I'm moving here,
Oh, wow.
says a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
It says a lot. But, I look back now, and God had a plan, because God knew that I would not be able to go through that moment without my mom being there. Like, that would have pushed me over the edge.
Yeah.
Because now I would be in another 5-bedroom house, alone, closing another chapter
Yeah.
by
Yet
myself.
again.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So he packs up, he leaves, and
He packs up, he leaves. My mom ended up having to relocate to Florida shortly after that,
okay.
to take care of my grandparents. During that time, my mom found a holistic doctor out on the island, and he was like a magician. He was amazing.
Nice.
To this day, everything's gone. Like, I'm healed. I can eat whatever I want. I can use
awesome.
whatever I want. Like, I feel like a lot of that is the stress too. We
Okay.
don't understand what stress does to our bodies.
You got it.
And when you're not listening, and you just keep ignoring it, and let me take this pill and everything will go away.
Yeah.
So my mom left, and she went to Florida. So as she's going to Florida, I am figuring out how I'm going to sell this 5-bedroom house by myself.
Yet again. Yeah.
So it's like, what did I not learn? Obviously, I didn't learn something.
Right.
Because we're doing a repeat. But I ended up selling it, and I ended up getting an apartment that was close to my son's father and his stepmother.
Okay.
And during that transition, after I was alone, my son had pointed out that I wasn't happy. Like, I wasn't the same. He knew it. Like, the stress was there.
Yeah, you could see it.
And he had said, you were so much happier when you used to craft with my stepmom. And so I reached back out and rekindled our relationship. And, I figured we're both, and at that time, his little brother was born. So he had a half brother, or he has one, I should say. But he was a baby at that point. But now it's like, okay, she doesn't have family over here.
Right.
I don't have family over here. Like, we can be each other's
Support each
family.
other, yeah.
We want the boys to grow up. We want what's best for the boys. So just squash this. Like, be the bigger person.
Right.
Show your son, lead with love. You got to be the example. So that's what I did. We became really good friends. And my son's father came through a lot of ways financially for me. Like, being a single mother in New York is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Alaska was expensive.
Yeah.
Just to be able to sign a lease on an apartment, I would have to make 3 times the amount of what my income was. And as a nurse, it's not a lot. So I will give credit where credit's due. Like, my son's father came through and he helped me get an apartment.
That's nice.
It was very nice, and it was very needed at the time.
Yeah.
But when there's always conditions, like, I'm going to put my name on this lease,
Yeah,
but
right.
you're going to pay for it later. So I was in the apartment for almost 2 years, a year and a half.
Okay.
At this point, I had passed my exit exam for nursing, so I was just waiting. So after you pass your exit exam, then you have to take the NCLEX to be licensed in New York. And the first time I was supposed to test in November of 2021. 3 days before my test date, my apartment flooded.
Wow.
My upstairs neighbors, they were hanging a TV and they drilled into the water pipe.
Ooh.
When I say flooded, I mean like everything. My son and I, this was right before Thanksgiving. We spent 6 weeks, almost 7 weeks in a hotel while they repaired everything that I had purchased, ruined. Like, thank God for renter's insurance. But this was 3 days before I was supposed to take this test. Like, I had been working as an LPN. I decided, like, let me just work as an LPN.
Yeah, at least, you know, you have
just
an
have
income.
some kind of income coming in. And after I failed the NCLEX, that did a lot of damage to me, because it's like, so I didn't grow up in a church.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I would pray, but I don't know who I prayed to. Like, I believed in God, but not in the sense that I do now. And at this point, I don't think I believed in God because of everything I was going through at this time. It's like, I made the sacrifice. I moved across the country for my son.
Right.
My husband left me at my worst, and now I'm picking myself back up again, starting over. I'm working, and I just need a win.
Yeah.
Just give me a win. I just need something.
Right.
That first time, like, crushed me. That was actually probably a week after that was when I met, when I say, like, when God came into my life for the first time. That was it was the night that Damar Hamlin went down on the field. So I am a Packers fan.
Okay.
I only watch Packers games. I don't like New York teams. No. But for some reason, I was watching that game.
Yeah.
Why? No idea. No clue. But I was watching it. And
That was the Bills game, right? No. The Bills player at
they were playing the Bengals.
Okay.
It was Monday night.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I was watching it, and he went down on the field, and I just felt something inside my chest. Like, I had never heard of Damar Hamlin.
Okay.
No idea who
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
And for 3 days, I followed his story. Like, just followed him. Like, what is happening? I don't understand. And then it hit me, like, 3 days afterwards, I was on the floor. My son was with his father. One of my friends had came to check on me. And I just couldn't understand why God would take somebody who was so successful, who was in their prime, who was just winning at life. Like, why would you take somebody like that when you have somebody like me right now who is failing left and right? And I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, why won't you just take me? Like, trying to just figure it out. Like, it just didn't make sense to me because I was done. I I was done at that point. You know, like you can only take so many hits, and at this point it had just been one after another after another.
So you were thinking of hurting yourself?
I would never, my friend asked me, we're both nurses. So she, of course, asked, you know, like, are you going to harm yourself? And it's like, I never would. I don't have the courage to do it. Like, no matter how bad I don't want to live, I would never physically harm myself. I would not leave my son like that.
Yeah.
But that night, I remember like just the silence and the presence that I felt, which I say was God. It was to the point where it's like that feeling of not wanting to live anymore.
Yeah.
Like the point where it's like, if God would have given me the option to say, I'll take you and DeMar can live, are you okay with that? And I would have said, yes, I'm done. Like, take me. And I remember like laying there and I'm just crying. And I almost feel like when I look back at it now, I feel like God was standing in the doorway with his arms crossed, like, are you done? Are we done now?
Yeah.
Like, do you have it all out? Are you ready to talk? Are you ready to listen? And now I can laugh about it and just be like, I was sobbing and I'm like, no, God, I don't want to be here anymore. But it was so deep in that moment. Like I had never, you know, I was a nurse for 10 years and I was a correctional nurse at that. So suicide was something that we were very aware of. We were trained in, especially in Alaska with the darkness and the depression. It's one thing to talk about it and hear about it. It's another thing to go through it.
Live it. Yeah.
And after that night, I just felt like, you know, I heard God say, it's worth it. You're not done. Wow. As much as I said, I am done, he's like, you're not done. And I'm like, I'm done. Like, no, you're not. But it was that push. So for me, I'm like, I just have to schedule my boards and do it again.
Yeah.
So I put everything into it. I woke up this like new, like, all right, God said I'm not done. And this was the first time that I don't know what I expected. Like you hear all these stories about how God comes in and it's just like this, oh my God moment.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like this moment where he was standing in a corner, like scolding me with his eyes is what it felt like. But like tough love, you know, it's unconditional. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm going to love you regardless.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what I expected. Thunder, glitter, something other than, you know, just the, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected. But I started studying again and I ended up hurting myself at work.
Ooh.
I got injured at work. And the injury happened 3 days before I was supposed to take my next NCLEX again.
Another 3 days.
Another 3 days.
Wow.
3 is the magic number. But this time it was, they said I needed neck surgery and shoulder surgery.
Oh, wow.
So there was no like, how do you come back from that?
Yeah.
And at this point, like I was trying to get my RN because just with one income as an LPN and a single mother, like it's hard to make. I was not making ends meet.
Right.
I honestly don't know how we were eating at that point. I don't know how I was making. I don't know how I made it happen. Yeah. So workman's comp cut my wages where I was getting 40% of what I was making.
Ouch.
And which led to the eviction notice of my apartment.
Okay.
And I had a moment where it's like, okay, because workman's comp, I compare workman's comp to the attorneys and the judge. You know, like they don't care about you. They care about the money. They care about what's going to happen afterwards. They don't care that you're, you know, about to lose your house. You can't feed your kid. They don't care about that. But it messes with you, right? Like, oh, maybe I am okay. Maybe I'm really not injured. Like it's all in my head.
Right.
I can go back to work. I could push through. Like look at everything I've already accomplished. Like I could do this, just push a little bit harder. So I had made a plan one of my coworkers, her daughter was leasing their house and they were going to give me a good deal. So I was like, okay, I can move into this house because I'm about to be evicted from this one.
Yeah.
I can move in here, get everything situated, study for a solid like 4 weeks, take my boards, and then start working again.
Right.
And I get everything moved into this house. And the morning that is the final morning that we're supposed to move everything in, I get to this house to meet the internet guys there, and all of my belongings are out on the front lawn.
What
And
happened?
I hear somebody inside, and I'm on the phone with my son's stepmom, and I was like, you need to call the police, somebody's in my house.
Okay.
So, you know, do I do what a responsible, reasonable person would do? Just sit in my car and wait for the cops to show up? No. I go into the house where there's a man dressed in my son's clothes, holding my son's Nerf gun, like he was
What?
cracked out of his mind.
Okay.
And just like everything was gone through. Like he opened up all my boxes, all my totes, stuff like it just looked like a disaster.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was literally just here not even 4 hours ago. How did you do all of this in 4 hours?
Right.
And who are you? What are you doing in my house?
Right.
It was crazy. It was
So
just,
who was the guy?
I was just some crackhead.
From
Some-
the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some random. I had no idea. No idea. I just knew that this was the house that was going to be the house that I could afford. Was it in the best neighborhood? Obviously not. But, you know, at that time, you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
I really thought that this was going to be a win, another win.
Yeah.
And it was another door closed.
Wow.
And this is the moment where I am like, what am I going to do? And I end up moving in with my son's father and his stepmother.
Oh, wow.
That lasted about 6 months. And it was time to leave when I was reminded over and over again of why I left him in the first place.
Wow.
It was just very toxic. It was no.
Okay.
It was a no. I went to stay with a friend in Arkansas. He was going through a divorce, and I was helping him sell everything in his house. And at this point, just trying to figure out, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
At this point, I had had surgery. I had had neck surgery.
Yeah.
But I wasn't cleared to go back to work. And I was going through PT off and on, like workman's comp would be like, oh, you have PT today, not tomorrow. You can go one day this week, and then maybe you can go in 3 months again.
Yeah.
But I was still in pain. I was like, there's no way that I could go back and do CPR on somebody if I needed to.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. But I knew that I couldn't live with my son's father and his stepmother. So I went for what was supposed to be a couple of weeks with my friend in Arkansas, turned into 2 months.
Okay.
And then I came back, and during that time, like workman's comp is it's a stop and go. They'll pay you, and then if they have reason to stop your payments, they stop your payments. Okay. So it had been months of no payments, not knowing what I was going to do, but I had my car.
Okay.
So when I went back to New York, I did not stay with my son's father and stepmother. The weeks or the days that I had my son, I would book an Airbnb, I would book a hotel, and the weeks that I didn't have him, I slept in my car.
Wow.
Because if I slept in my car, that was a couple weeks longer that I
Right.
could have with my son.
And how long did that go on for?
Went on for about 2 months.
Okay.
It was about 2 months. So there were some times that he would stay with his dad longer,
Okay.
which was more beneficial for me.
Of
I mean,
course.
it sucked because,
Yeah.
you know, at this point I still hadn't, like, I had friends, more of acquaintances, you know, like coworkers.
Yeah.
It wasn't where I can be like, I have 2 cats. Can I come crash on your couch?
Yeah.
Like, it was and then plus, like, just going through everything that you're going through, how do you share that? And I'm obviously very strong, very independent, and I don't talk about little bits here and there, which I feel like was part of the problem. You know, you held all of that in thinking that you
Right.
can't share it because you're going to be judged.
Right.
People are going to look at you a certain way. And then find out that you're living in your car. Like, who are you? You live in your car. But when it comes down to it, what do you do when you have no other option?
Yeah.
You have no choice.
Right. Well, it shows that, you know, you had the willpower to survive, right? The willpower to continue to go on and not give up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me about the book.
So after the 2 months of living in the car off and on, I decided it's time to call my mom.
Okay.
My mom and I had kind of went separate ways after the divorce. She wasn't exactly happy with the way I ended things because I folded. Take whatever you want. I'm not going to fight you for anything. I'm not going to fight you for your retirement, even though you took all mine. Like, I don't want anything. I just want your name off mine.
Yeah.
I'm done. And that's hard for family or anybody that loves you to watch you be walked over like that.
Yeah, and you know, to watch your struggle after that as well. So.
But when you're done, I was so done with the legal system. I was so done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just done. And if you're not going to pay for my legal fees, then just.
Yeah.
So I had to bury ego and reach out to my mom because she always said, you know, it was only her and I. If you ever need to come home, you can. You will always have a place in my house.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
I went back and I stayed with her for 10 months. And during that 10 months is when I really did the inner work. The manifestation has been a part of my life. Like, I read The Secret before my son was born, and, you know, I did the vision boards, all the cute stuff. But the 10 months that I was in Florida with my mom, there has to be more to life than struggle.
Okay.
There has to be.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there's a God. I've talked to him. I met him. I still don't understand what I'm supposed to do here.
Yeah.
But maybe this is going to help me get there. So, like, I started reading books and joining communities. Like, how can I what am I supposed to do? I thought I was supposed to help people. I thought nursing was it.
Yeah.
God showed me real clear that nursing isn't it. Like, what else do you need to know, Aaron? We're not doing nursing. A crackhead broke into your house.
Yeah.
We're not doing nursing. That was the last straw.
Wow.
So I saw this. I joined this community. It was a spiritual community. And you kind of just you pick and choose whatever resonates with you, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like manifestation, there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's with whatever resonates with you. And I was listening to Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer, Joe Dispenza. I love Joe Dispenza. I created these workbooks. And it's the one thing that I knew was, okay, you have who you are now, and you have the version that you want to be.
Yeah.
So when I created this worksheet at first, it was like, this is going to be the 2.0 you worksheet. You get a piece of paper, you draw a line down the middle. This is you now, and this is the you that you want to be.
Right.
Who do you want to be? Who is this version of yourself?
Right.
And then I got deeper, like, okay, so how do you become that? How do you rewire? How do you reset your default factory settings? Like, how do you reprogram yourself to not be in survival mode all the time? So that's where I created, there's multiple books. There's the Level Up Just 2.0 book. There's the Millionaire Mindset, which is what I feel like I enabled in myself, where you control your thoughts. You control how your day is going to go. You have a say.
Right.
You know, after the judicial system and just after like 40 years of living in survival mode, and there has to be something different. And I'm going to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to devote myself to it. And so not only did I create those workbooks, but then it was like, God's like, hello, you created these workbooks. Utilize them.
Yeah.
So I did. I started utilizing them for myself. Like every day, like it's almost just like scripting. You're scripting out how the day is going to go before it happened.
Right. And how's that working for you?
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, my workbook is called Level Up 2.0. And what's the name of your show? You can't.
It's 2.0.
You can't make it up.
I know,
Like
right?
it's something that's so clear that I feel like when you're in alignment with what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
God will open every door for you.
Absolutely.
And this is like with nursing, every door was closed,
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah.
And now I have no idea. Like once I removed all the titles, like you're not just a nurse, you're not a wife, you're not a daughter, like you're Erin. Who's Erin? Like
Right.
trying to find her and figure out who I am. Those workbooks has brought me part of that.
Yeah.
And then the other part was one day I woke up, I'd always said that I was going to write my story because it's too crazy not to share, first
Absolutely,
off.
yeah.
And I always said, like, oh, my life is like a lifetime movie. That's what it is. On repeat. I'm going to write this book and they're going to make a Lifetime movie off of it. I guarantee you there's going to be a Lifetime movie off of my life.
Yeah.
So I ended up in New York this past April after being in Florida for 10 months.
Okay.
And I woke up one morning and I said, I'm writing a book. And I wrote a book in three weeks.
Oh, wow.
I wrote a book.
Wow. Congratulations.
So thank you.
When is it going to be published?
To be determined. It's with an editor right now.
Okay.
So it's in the final process.
Nice.
And I'm, until the publishing deal comes to me, which I'm pretty confident that it will,
Okay.
I'm just going to take the steps to self-publish.
Good.
But that, between that book and my workbooks, I'm a writer.
That's
I
awesome.
know, like, it's God's lips to my fingertips. Like, it just is. It's one of those things. It's a full body yes, you can't.
That's awesome. Where are the workbooks available?
So my workbooks are on my Stan store, so like on my TikTok,
Okay.
and then it's Facebook and Instagram too.
Got it.
I have a YouTube channel, but it's not very popular.
Okay.
Everything's just very, I had started like after my workbooks, after I had created them, I had promoted them a little bit.
Yeah.
And then life was lifing and I just kind of utilized them.
Gotcha.
And now this is actually the first time I'm talking about my book. Like my friends closest to me know that I've
Yeah.
written it, but this is like, yeah, I'm hoping to have it. I would love for it to be out by the end of this year. Like
That would be amazing.
that would be amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely when it's published, you're more than welcome to come back and we can talk about it.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So that is wow. I don't even know where to start with the story, how to process it all. But through it all, I guess one thing I could say, I'm glad that you found God in the midst of it, that He really showed you what your purpose is, right? And that's how you ended up creating the workbooks and then also writing your story. Because I do believe that there are people who are out there probably going through a similar situation or in a situation where they can relate to your story. So, I just want to thank you for being vulnerable enough to share that and for trusting our platform to share that and talk to the people, to the audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My pleasure. I appreciate you having me here.
Absolutely. So, your son, what is your son up to now?
He just turned 15 last week.
Nice.
So he, most of his time is devoted to football.
Okay.
He's on the 495 travel team for Long Island.
Nice.
So it keeps him pretty busy.
Awesome. So now you're back in an apartment.
I'm in a house, actually.
Oh, you're in a house now.
I'm in a house.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
In a house.
Okay.
Yep. It's my biggest manifestation yet.
That's awesome.
Yet.
That's awesome. So you completely give up on the RN dream, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'm not, it's one of those, I'm very stubborn. And I had my moments with God where I fought back. And now it's like, okay, God,
Yeah.
I hear you. We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, I might just try to have my last say, like, whatever you say goes.
Just,
I surrender it all.
just trust him.
You just trust him. Like,
That's
the
awesome.
R and or that,
Yeah. That's awesome. But through it all, I commend you for your resilience. Because not everybody who's gone through what you've gone through would be able, would be sitting here today. There are people who would have gone so far deep, into depression, probably would have never made it back. There are people who would have found other coping mechanism, drinking, drugs, and so on and so forth. But, for you to still stand here and not having done any of that, that speaks volume.
yeah. There, I almost take offense when people are like, "You're so strong."
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't want to be this strong. Like, I had no choice
Right, exactly.
but to be strong. But I honestly, like, the whole point of me sharing my story is because I feel like all of us have stories. I feel like
yeah.
we've all been through something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our story can be somebody else's survival guide.
Yes.
And it takes, like, writing that book brought out a lot. That was, like, the biggest healing for myself, looking back and realizing that God has actually been there all along.
All along, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's you gotta find the voice in yourself.
Definitely.
You gotta find the voice.
Find the voice in yourself. That's awesome. Well, Erin, thanks again for being on 2.0.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you.
Wow. What a story. Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse. And I'm telling you, as you continue to watch the video, to watch the interview with Erin, you were just realizing that it's just, peeling layer after layer, and it's just getting worse. Imagine, having this custody battle with your son's father or with your kid's father, and then having this animosity, this confrontational relationship, and then finding yourself at one point in your life having to move in with that person. Do you know the amount of effort that it had to take? Do you know how much of your ego and your pride you had to swallow in order to do something like that? But guess what? Through it all, she remained resilient. She did not give up. She did what she had to do. And at the end, you heard it. She came out of it alive. She's doing well. She's back in her house, so God is moving in her life. So if you find yourself to be going through a situation right now, it doesn't have to be something similar to Erin's story. We all have our own story. We all have our own struggles. We all have our own thing that we are dealing with. I just want to encourage you. Just hang in there. Now, trust me, I know while you are in the midst of it, you're thinking, listen, there's no way out. There's no way I can survive this. I can't take it, not for another second longer. But I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you to hang in there. Because once you do make it over to the other side, you're going to turn back. You're going to look at that situation. You're going to be grateful that you went through it. You're going to be grateful that you did not give up. You're going to be grateful that you hung in there and you didn't quit, because that is what made you the person that you are today. The version of who you are today is because you went through that situation. It formed you to be who you are. So as you're going through it, every situation, every pain that you are enduring right now, just think of it. It's just going to make you stronger. It's just building, it's just giving you a thicker skin. So I know it's not easy because you're in the midst of it right now. You can't think of it. You can't see it. But I promise you, if you hang in there, once you get to the other side, you're going to be happy that you did go through it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for tuning in for another episode. We appreciate your time. We appreciate the love and support. Feel free to send a link to someone who will find it beneficial. And don't forget, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, I will encourage you to go ahead and do that now. And also, as we always say, remember, live every day as if it is your last day, because one day it will be. I'm JR. Thanks for watching 2.0. I'll see you next time.